Good morning, grade 5s. I hope you are well. Today we are going to be doing math, so I want you to get your math textbook as well as your workbook ready for me. Now you can start off by opening on page 64. Now we're quickly going to revise some fractions. Now on this number line, this is where a fraction will lie, right here. Now for example, let's say we divide this in between 1 and 2 into quarters. So it will be 1 over 4. 2 over 4, 3 over 4, and then it will be 2. Okay, so now I want you to have a look at this box. Now it's divided into 4 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we write a fraction, the 4 will be underneath. Then on top we will say that 3 of them is colored in, and 1 out of the 4 is not colored in. Now let's say, for example, we would plus them together. Now then it will become 4 over 4 because you do not count the denominators together. The denominators needs to be the same number, like 4, and then you just plus the numerators at the top. So then 4 on top of 4, and that means that it is 1. Okay, so 6 on top of 6, 100 on top of 100, fraction equals 1. Okay, now let's start by going to the exercises. Exercise 12.1. Copy these diagrams. Now you don't have to worry about copying them, just answer the questions. What fraction is shaded in each diagram? So now you're going to actually go to each diagram. You're going to say A, and you're going to say how many blocks or halves or whatever is divided in. So the first one is a circle and it's divided into 2. So it's going to be a half. So a half, it's divided into a half is colored in. Now B, we're going to write the fraction in words, a half. Then C is what fraction of each diagram is not shaded. In that one, it will once again also be 1 on top of 2. But in the next one, it will be different. Okay. Then let's go to question 2. Fill in the missing words. In the fraction 3 on top of 8, the whole has been divided into how many equal parts? And the denominator is what? And the numerator is what? Now remember, numerator is on top, denominator is at the bottom. And then fill, okay, so that is pretty easy. Fill in the missing numbers. 1 banana equals 1 on top of 6 of the whole bunch. Then how many bananas is 5 on top of 6 of the whole bunch? That will then be 5. And the rest is pretty easy. Now let's go to the next exercise. Exercise 12.2. You're going to use the fraction wall to answer these questions. Okay. How many sixths does it need to make up a third? Now you're going to see here's the sixths and here's the third. Now how many? 1, 2. You're going to take your ruler and you're going to, there's 1, there's 2 to make up a third. So you only need 2 of them. Do you see? 2 to make up a third. Let's go to the next one. How many sixths do you need? Make 2 thirds. So 2 thirds will then be that. Now you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Okay, and so on. I think it's pretty easy, pretty simple. Then I want you to have a look at question 2. Use the fraction wall to complete the equivalence. So that is also pretty easy. How many halves do you need to make? How many eighths does 1 half make? So you're going to take your ruler again. You're going to cover 1 half. How many eighths? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 eighths. Okay. Then 4 on top of 8 would be the answer. And so on. That is pretty easy, I think. You just need to remember you need to use the fraction wall to complete these exercises. Let's go to the next one. Use this number chain to count in. Now this is interesting. Okay, this is something you might struggle with, so I'm going to do it on the board for you. Okay. So you're going to start off by writing exercise 12.3. Exercise 12.3, right? Okay. Now you have the following. You have a number 3 here. Then plus a half is how much? and then plus another half and another half. Now basically how this is going to look. Okay. Okay, now let's look at exercise 12.3 because this is a little more difficult. You're going to get this diagram. So you have a 3, right? Now they say plus a half. What is this amount? And then once again, plus another half. What is this amount? Okay, now it's pretty simple and easy. Just pay attention. This will always obviously be 1.5. Now plus another half. Now remember, always remember, when it's 1/2 plus 1/2. So the denominators are the same. So then you can plus the 2. So the denominator stays the same, but this changes. So it's 2/2. 2/2, like I've told you. 3/3, 100/100 will automatically become 1. Then 3 plus 1 will then be 4. Okay, so this will make more sense when we do it with a different one. For example, you need to do it with thirds as well. So you have you need to do it with thirds. Now let's change this quickly to thirds. So how much would it be if you plus a third and a third? Now let's have a look. So this will then be 1/3. And this, so 1/3 plus 1/3 will give you, they are the same, 2/3. So then this answer will be 3 with 2/3. And then so on. Okay, so I think this is pretty simple and easy. Now let's go to the next exercise, 12.4. Which fraction is larger? Now this you're going to obviously answer with your fraction wall. In the test we will add a fraction wall for you to be able to answer these questions. Okay. Now write these fractions in ascending order. Now once again, the easiest way is to use your fraction wall. So 3/6, 1/4, 7/8, 2/3, and 1/5. Pretty easy, pretty simple. 3, you have 2 meter pieces of wood that have been cut into equal pieces in different fractions. That the pieces of wood have been cut into. Which piece in each pair is longer? Show your answers by filling in. So bigger than, shorter, or smaller than. So it is this. Bigger than, smaller than. Once again, the easiest way is for you to use your fraction wall. Okay. Then, exercise 12.5 is really easy. You need to look at the balls. Then you're going to write fractions of how many colors, how many of each. I think 12.5 is pretty easy. And then you have 12.6 where you have another fraction chain and you need to complete it. So to give you a hint, I would start at the bottom here because they give you the first answer. Then you're going to just plus everything together until you get the final answer. Remember how to plus fractions together. To keep the denominator needs to be the same, and then the numerator changes. Good. Now number 2, you need to make your own fraction chain. I want it also to be a long one. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks long. Okay. And then number 3, add these fractions. So like I've said, the denominator stays the same, so you just plus the top. The denominator in question A, for example, will stay 5, and 2 plus 2 is 4, so 4/5 would be the answer. Easy peasy. And then the rest of that activity, as long with exercise 12.7, is pretty easy. It's word sums. Just use your fractions. Remember to keep the fractions in mind, the rules, and use your fraction wall. It will help you a lot. So good luck. If you have any questions, remember you can WhatsApp me at any time, or we can video call, or you can leave your questions for our Zoom session. So good luck, guys, and I'll see you later.